whether it's meat or plants, but typically they're going to be a bit picky. Their favorite items are going to be the freshest bamboo, leaves, and shoots. So they're not going to eat the whole part of the bamboo, and once it shrivels, they're pretty much going to ignore it. But they're also going to enjoy some fruits in the sector too. Here at the zoo, we give them free choice of bamboo, basically like having a 24/7 buffet of your favorite food item at all times. So we just reloaded for the afternoon, probably do another feeding. They get about 3 bamboo feedings a day, and they are eating more and more every moment. Other items that we add to their diet to help them have as much natural possibilities is going to be fruits. We have apples, grapes, and pears. And then they also receive what we call a biscuit. I don't have it at the moment. But they are basically a granola bar. Extra vitamins and minerals added in to keep these guys nice and healthy. Simple behaviors currently, because Leela is a little bit older, she's got a little more behaviors that she knows, whereas Ravi and Khyana are still learning what training means. So again, we'll teach them a behavior, and if they decide to participate, they get a treat. If not, we move on, no big deal, they get those treats later on. But simple things that these guys are working on are such things as target. If you've been watching our series, you might have seen our cloud leopards do a training session with target sticks. These guys will use something very similar as well. And that'll help us to not only to position them into new spots so we can see different parts of their body, but also to move them from room to room, or if we need them into such things as getting on a scale. So these guys get voluntary weights whenever we need them. That's how I know exactly how much they all weigh at the time. Since they're growing, it is important. Other things that they can be trained to do from that target behavior, we can add on to that. And they can even go in their own crates, or they can prepare for ultrasounds, radiographs, or possible future injections. So they can just have all on their own voluntarily. Let's see.
And Amber, where do they live? Where are they from?
Yeah, so great question. We have them here in Sanctuary Asia here at the zoo, and that's because these guys are found from Asian countries, such as India, Nepal, parts of China as well. So they are found in various locations. However, where they're found, there's not many of them left. We currently have less than 10,000 estimated in the wild, so every day those numbers are dwindling. And that's going to be coming down to mostly human interactions. Whether it's habitat loss, cutting down their forests, these guys are found high up in the mountains in those Asian countries, in the bamboo forest mostly. And they're high up in the mountains, nice and cold, rainy weather. And so that habitat for them is very important for their survival. So less and less of that is existing, so their numbers are dwindling, as well as because they're cute, a lot of times people want them as pets. That doesn't help anyone, but we may get into that topic later on. So habitat loss, and that's some of their biggest stuff that they're dealing with.
And what are their natural predators?
Yeah, great question. So they have a couple in the wild, but honestly, mostly it dwindles back down to humans. Humans are definitely their biggest issues that they're dealing with. Now, occasionally a snow leopard or a large bird of prey, they might snag a red panda, but typically that issue is going to come from those humans taking over their locations. But because, again, less than 10,000 left in the wild, seeing them here today is extremely special, not just because they are considered endangered in the wild, as that's what they've been noted as, but we are working with other AZA institutions. So AZA is the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. Basically, we work together as a large team, and any institution that has a red panda, we are working in a species survival plan, as well as a lot of our other animals here at the zoo. And a species survival plan, I like to think of it as like a large dating game. Someone's looking at all the genetics of red pandas in zoos and AZA, and they're deciding which pandas will be best matched with which one. So in 2018, Leela came to visit with us because she was matched with our oldest male, Thomas. And not only were the genetics the best match, they also hit it off, and now we have these 2 healthy cubs. So 80 other zoos that we're working with, not only to save the species in zoo settings, but also in the wild. And every day we're learning more and more about these guys, because they're very mysterious for the most part. Lots of people don't know that they exist or their natural behaviors. So having them here, we're learning for not just today, but for tomorrow as well.
Can you introduce our viewers to our red pandas again?
Yeah, absolutely. So everyone that's joining us now, welcome. Let's see what we're going to look at now. So we have Ravi straight up here. He has the shorter snout, much more red coloration, compared to his mom, who's going to be almost double his size. She's fully grown. Ravi here is 9 months old, and Leela is 5 years old. And then she's going to have much more white coloration, longer nose, similar to her daughter, Khyana, who is right up here on this other corner of the room. She's got a nice little part of bamboo all to herself. So Khyana's going to look a lot more like her mom, but again, less smaller.
And how old is their dad, Thomas?
Thomas is a year older than Leela, so she is 6 years old. They were actually born the same month, so these guys are literally a year apart.
So does, while Leela's raising the cubs, does he have his own area that he stays in?
That's the next question. So in the wild, the dads would not stick around to raise the cubs. Their part is going to be happening in the very beginning. So he has done his part, and so to mimic those natural behaviors and to help their welfare to be as natural as possible, we actually keep them separated currently while she's raising the cubs. And those cubs in the wild would stay with her until about a year old. So we're already starting to see some separation naturally. That's encouraged. We don't want to force it, but we'll kind of watch their behaviors and they'll guide us to tell us how we manage them in the future.
And can you tell our viewers one more time about Khyana?
Yeah. Khyana, right over here, she has 3 legs, but don't let that scare you. She is a champ. She gets around, I think, even better than her 4-legged brother, Ravi. Khyana was born with hip deformity, and that was really holding her back. And so working with our vet staff, we have an amazing vet staff and hospital on the ground, so be sure to swing by next time you're here to check them out. Working with them and our carnivore staff, we decided that the best option for her for the current moment and for her future would actually be to amputate that leg. So that was amputated a few months ago. If you follow us on Facebook, you might have seen that. She's getting along great, and she has adapted extremely well. We're very proud to see her progress.
All right, so as part of this OKC Zoo Two series, we want to hear from our viewers in advance too, as they're watching as well. And so we've collected some questions from our Instagram viewers who have submitted questions over Instagram story. So I'm going to start with those questions now.
Awesome.
Amber, what kind of vocalizations do red pandas make? Are they loud? That's from Noah Y. Asher.
That's a great question. So these guys, they're fairly quiet. They're not much of screamers, and they don't squawk very loud. They do quite a few different vocalizations, and it's going to depend on what they're trying to communicate. So if it's breeding season, they're going to have a much more excited chittering sound. It's pretty cute. It's harder for me to mimic, so I'm not even going to try because that'd be embarrassing. But they also have squeals and grunts, and they can even growl. So it's varied based off of what they're trying to communicate. If they're scared, if they're excited, if they're curious. But for the most part, fairly quiet, even when they are communicating. It's hard for us usually to hear it in the first place.
Awesome. Okay, our next question is, what is the life expectancy for red pandas? That's from @Tanner.
Yeah, great question. So life expectancy is going to be 8 to 12 years in captivity. in the wild, while in captivity in zoo settings. When they have all the veterinary care they need, space, and food, they can live to be 14 years old. So again, our oldest is 6 years old, so we hope that they have a long life ahead of them. Nice, healthy, positive life.
And real quick, I'm going to take a question from a Facebook viewer. They asked, do red pandas have prehensile tails?
Great question. You would think, because these guys are arboreal, they spend most of their time up in those trees, and they have that long bushy tail. They actually are not prehensile. So prehensile is when you can grasp onto it, basically like a fifth arm. These guys, you're going to see them move around. They are going to use it, but not in that way. They're going to use it more for balance, and because they're found in cold locations, they're going to use it up in those mountain ranges actually as a blanket. So it's nice and fluffy, so when they're going to use it, it's balanced and to tuck it around themselves to keep them warm.
Awesome. Okay, so we have another one from an Instagram fan. What is their usual temperament?
Yeah, so you're kind of seeing it right now. This is them on a typical basis. Before I came in here, they were all taking a nap because it's kind of hot today. But for the most part, they're pretty calm, a bit reserved. They're not going to be, they're not super excited. They can get excited, so if you keep watching our cameras, you might see them running around and all excited one day. Yeah, typically calm.
So okay, so I'm gonna jump in real quick. You mentioned a camera or a cam.
Yes.
Do we have something new?
We do. In our outdoor habitat, our animals will rotate. Who gets access to that? Today we have Leela and the cubs that can go outside if they choose. Tomorrow is most likely going to be Thomas's day, so you'll have a chance to see all 4 of our red pandas. That live cam is active as of now, and will be going until May 1st. Now, if it's hot outside, they may not be as active out there. Typically, between 9 to 4 is your best time to view them, but feel free to call out at any point in time. You never know what they're doing at 2 a.m. Maybe they're having a party.
Okay, so we've got another question. What are their favorite foods?
Yep. So bamboo. In the wild and here, bamboo, the freshest green leaves that we can find, that's going to be their favorite snacks. So these guys get it 24/7 as much as they want. Other items that these guys really enjoy are going to be grapes. These cubs are kind of like young kids. They're still learning their taste buds, so we're still figuring out what they enjoy. So today we have some melon for them to try. They may choose to eat it, they may choose to ignore it. So yeah, we're checking it out. We're figuring it out together.
This is great. And our last one, why are they called red pandas?
That's an awesome question. So these guys are the true pandas. They were actually discovered 50 years before our giant pandas, the white and black ones that most people know about. So these guys, Panda typically means bamboo eaters, and since they both eat that, that name is pretty common for them. And a lot of people, they share the name, they must be related. They're actually not. These guys are one of a kind, so being endangered makes them even more special because there's nothing else like them. They might look like a raccoon, they're separate. They might share the name panda, but they're not bears. They are their own own group. Whereas pandas, the giant pandas that most people are used to, are actually part of the bear family. So if you come and see our grizzly bears and black bears, giant pandas are related to those guys, but these guys are their own.
Okay, so we want to thank everybody for tuning in today to see our red panda cubs. We encourage you to go watch our red panda cam at okczoo.org/redpandacam. Again, from 9 to 4 is the best time to view them. And again, we appreciate you tuning in. Feel free to tune in to our next OKC Zoo at 2 coming up tomorrow, and it's about our giraffes. So for now, we're going to say goodbye.
Bye guys, thanks for watching, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Thanks for letting us bring the zoo to you.
Thanks, Amber.
No problem.